Let's go!
I was checking out the scouting report, and I don't see nothing but bums. You and your whole entire world know that I am the one. You and your squad ain't got nothing for me. Your organization is looking stressed, and now that you haters is running from me, I know that you see that I'm highly blessed.
Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we live with your boy Coach G. Yeah, we live with your boy Monty.
You and your squad ain't got nothing for me. Your organization is looking stressed, and now that you haters is running from me, I know that you see that I'm highly blessed.
54. Mic check. 54 is a mic. Episode 54. Welcome into Rewind. Brought to you by Global Sports Entertainment 3. I'm the captain. I'm the host of this ship, Monty Moss, alongside me. And a few things we'll get into before we get into tonight's episode. God is dope. Appreciate my lovely care package that I received last week, I believe sometime last week after 53's episode. So I told myself I would debut this lovely care package that was dropped upon my front door. So all grace to the good Lord. Push, pray until something happens, but all grace to the good Lord. Always good to be back here for another opportunity to do this thing. We got two good guests coming on tonight as always, but I just want to take care of some house cleaning before we get started with tonight's episode. Definitely want to say thank you for all the love and support through these 54 episodes. Thanks for liking and subscribing to our YouTube channel, showing love on all of our social media platforms. All because of you, this train keeps rolling. It's pretty much wish I was in a better mood, I should say, but I'm currently sick, fighting for my life to be sick free by this weekend. Hopefully that is the case. Doing what I'm supposed to do, fluids and soup and medicine and all that fine stuff, but trying to figure out how I keep getting sick. I think it's from, leaving the gym in the morning, sweating, cold, pores are open, get in the car, go home, shower, get out the shower, dry, put my clothes on, leave out for work, in the cold, in the car, heat on. It's a mix of combination of things, but we'll get it figured out. And I want to send a special uplifting shout out to one of my best friends, Lucas, in this time of need. This past Sunday, his mom passed away, and I wanted to at least come on here and just talk a little bit about it because Lucas has been my best friend since sophomore year, junior year of high school, I should say. And he gave me the call Sunday night, and I can't imagine what he's going through. But of course, having a brotherhood with people you love that pour into you, right? You have to be able to be there for them. And I know how much his mom had meant to him in terms of their relationship. They had some rocky moments, of course, through the last few years. But again, we only get one mother in life, right? And let's cherish the ones we have in our lives, regardless if it's good or bad. So I want to send my prayers and condolences to him and his family during this particular time, especially uplifting him and his father during this time in need of prayers. So please pray for them. And let's just do what we do, because life is short, right? There's 100 million different things going on in the world, and there's only so much we can control in our personal lives. So control what you can control, block out the noise. Things happen, life happens. And look, it's a journey of life, right? Ups and downs, highs and lows, adversity. So, Lucas, I love you. I'm here for you in your corner, as you know. Whatever you need, you are here. I'm here at your disposal. So, I love you. Head up, because I could be wrong in saying it gets easier, but it doesn't. But your mom would want you to carry on her legacy and her tradition of love with still being who you are as a man. So, do those things. And of course, you have a village that you can rely on with Paul, Anthony, your girlfriend, and myself. So just wanted to shine some light on him during this time, because he needs all the uplifting, positive energy, positive spirits and prayers that he can possibly have. But other than that, appreciate it. Continue to show us some love and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel at @Rewind_GSC3, as well as follow us on all of our social media platforms at @Rewind_GSC3. We appreciate the love on all of our platforms, audio as well, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, wherever you listen to your audio. And, we're going to keep this train rolling. So episode 54, Teddy Bruschi, the great New England Patriot. And let's get our co-host in here. He is Chicago's finest Temple alum, 4-time state champion, over 400 career wins in his basketball career. He's coached both football and basketball, and he's also inducted into the Newark Hall of Fame. BG Bryant Garvin is here, episode 54. Bryant, hello, sir. You're on mute.
Yeah. Hey, what's going on? It's a tough day. Coming up. I got an early drive in the morning to head to Maryland to Trey Johnson's funeral. So it's gonna be a tough day tomorrow. But I'm gonna head back probably around about 2 or 3 o'clock. But that's something that's been weighing heavy on me for the past week. Thinking about my man and and understanding that he was on this show. This episode 54, right?
Yes,
so
it is.
You're talking about 51
was
episodes.
Yeah,
So
episode 4 he was on.
50 episodes ago. So, it's something that to understand that he was the first athlete on this show. So it's tough time. But I'll get through it. I mean, just like you say, you got to keep pushing, pray until something happens. So let's keep moving, just keep pushing and get through it.
Keep pressing on, as that was a sermon this past Sunday. Keep pressing on. It's how you can lose but still win. Keep pressing on. So we'll keep this train rolling. All grace to the good Lord. It's going to be an interesting episode, I should say. And our two guests that we have coming on, I am pretty much been summoned by his uncle because his uncle has seen me as a youngster in Hawkins Street School during my basketball playing days in elementary. And he's always been a supporter of me. He's always given me the advice that I need, I should say, being a young Jedi in this world. And I gave him my word before we even started this whole thing that I would get his nephew on. And today's that day. So
I got to ask you a question.
It's all about alignment.
I got to ask you a question. You're saying that you always get sick going to the gym, right? I
think it's from head colds. I'm assuming it's head colds.
Right. Yeah, it's from the gym. Do you wash your hands before you go in? And
I have my wipes. Every machine I go to, I wipe it down, wipe the bench down. I'm very, very sanitary in the gym.
Okay. You leave out there soaking wet.
After the sauna, 15 minutes, I don't dry off. I don't bring a change of clothes. I put my scarf, my jacket on, go right to the car, go home.
There you go.
So it is what it is. We ain't gonna stop now. So
all right, brother.
As my grandma used to say, hard head make a soft ass.
That traditional saying has been going for over 100 years.
And it will go for another 100 years.
Yes, it will.
So let's get our first guest in here by the name of Jordan Belle, proudly from New Jersey, a 4-year football player at Keene University and a college graduate with a bachelor's in communication, media, and film, radio, and TV. Jordan also has his own show. He is currently the head defensive line football coach at Keene University here in New Jersey and is also Mr. Hawkins' nephew, great nephew. I'd be remiss if I didn't say his name on this episode tonight. So welcome in, Jordan, episode 54. Good to see you, Jordan. Welcome in. How are you, King? Black King.
I'm great. Obviously, like I said before, I'm blessed to even be in this opportunity, be in this time with you guys. Like I said, great for the opportunity, and I'm ready to just talk and spit some game and even get some pick some of your guys' brain.
Basically, are you related to Hawkins?
Yeah.
Not Euron. Not Euron.
Oh, I was about to say.
No.
Okay. No. You confused the hell out of me. I was like, whoa. Okay.
I wouldn't call a Hawk Mister. I would just call him Hawk. So,
okay.
But it's basically you're saying you're ready to smack Brian up because I'm the judge, the jury, and the executioner here. But we're gonna have some fun. You'll be fine. We got a lot of things we got to talk about tonight, and let's get our second guest in here by the name of Brianna Jones. Shout out to my girl. She's a sports journalist with 8 years of industry experience. Brianna currently teaches media and broadcasting at Enterprise High School. Brianna is a graduate from Troy University, where she's covered the men's basketball team March Madness run. When, if you remember, when they did have their run, they ran into Jason Tatum and the Duke Blue Devils. I won't say the result of what happened. Troy defeats of LSU football team in multiple conference titles and coaching changes. Brianna also got the opportunity to cover Nick Saban's infamous retirement and was fortunate to ask very last question at the SEC championship game against Georgia. We won't say what team is responsible for putting Nick Saban into retirement, but Brianna has been fortunate enough to be at the podium to ask the great jolly old Saint Nick a question or two after the SEC championship game against Georgia. But we're joining us live on episode 54, the great Brianna Jones, another Black queen, is in the house. So Brianna, good to see you. Welcome in. How are you?
Thank you guys so much for having me. I am great today. I am really great. This is an amazing opportunity. Thank you for having me.
Now, as my pastor says, if you're going to tell it all. Don't sit up here and say great. And then before you said I've had 2 Mondays in a row and it's only Wednesday.
I'm blessed though. You gotta celebrate that you're alive. But yes, it was a travel weekend. So like, I feel like anytime you travel the weekend, you go back to work, you're playing catch up. Every single day, and so I had a lot going on, and so it's been some Mondays, but we're good. I'm here. We're good.
We here. I mean, I appreciate it. I mean, look, you cleared your calendar for your boy. I appreciate it. Forever grateful. You know what I mean? I can't wait to get started. So we shift gears. We're getting ready to dive into the Unrivaled League. If you didn't know, tonight is a championship game. Want to give a special shout out to Chelsea Gray, who is officially the 2026 Year 2 Unrivaled MVP of the league. She led the league in assists per game and second in scoring, averaging over 24 points per game, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. Also set a league mark with a single made of 10 three-pointers in a game. Chelsea also won the Unrivaled League's one-on-one tournament and bringing home $200,000 in cash home. That's more money than she's made this past season for the Las Vegas Aces in the WNBA. I hope Kathy's somewhere taking notes as a commissioner with these ongoing conversations and negotiations of the new contract. Unfortunately, we had a former professional basketball player, Jertaya, on a few weeks ago, and she gave me a warning of what's to come, and I did not see it coming, and that's the Phantom being in the championship game because I picked the Laces to be in a championship game, but unfortunately, they got eliminated in the first round. They lost 82-69, and the semi.
That's why I don't listen to them.
Well, wait, he said he don't listen to me. How many games have you watched Unrivaled this year?
Hey, look, I haven't watched. I'm gonna be straight up. I haven't had time to watch anything.
Thank
got a
you.
lot going on, but
Appreciate it.
I still don't have to watch any, and I still won't listen to him.
That's hurt. That's hurt.
That's I'd be great if he didn't listen to me personally. That it makes my life more easier. Semifinal action this past Monday. Number 1 Phantom taking down number 6 Vinyl 83-75. My girl, Kelsey Plum, former Las Vegas Ace and now Los Angeles Spark, 12 and 19 from the field, 31 points in the win. Tiffany Haynes, 19 points. Kiki, 17 points, 11 rebounds, double-double for her. Number 2 Miss won 73-69 over number 5 Breeze. Brian's favorite player plays for Breeze, if you didn't know, and that's Paige Buckets. She's going home with my girl, Jackie Young. Holla at your boy. See, glad I didn't listen to him. Brianna Stewart, 23 points and 8 rebounds in that. Enrique with the game-winning three-point shot to seal a deal. And as I talked about, Miss versus Phantom, 9:30 Eastern time tonight on TNT. Who will take home the championship? I must say, I mean, I'm going to just have to stick with Jertaya on this one. She told me this weeks ago when Phantom was second place in the league. They're going to take home the championship tonight. Kelsey Plum's been on a tear in the Unrivaled League this year in year 2. But more importantly, you know, this has just been an interesting year in year 2 from a growth perspective because year 2 of the Unrivaled League has pretty much exceeded year 1. And that's pretty much, I hope the WNBA and Kathy and WNBA commissioners taking notes. This year they've had a $4 million merchandise sale. That's a 100% increase from year 1. $5 million in ticket sales. That's a big improvement from year 1. And a total revenue of $45 million. 66% increase. If you did not know, they sold out Wells Fargo Arena where the Sixers play. They just sold out Barclays, over 18,000 plus tickets sold out the Barclays for the semifinal action on Monday. And look, if this is not a true test to everybody out there, it's proof in the pudding when you put the fans first, when you put the players first. You sell, and you sell. TV rights deals for TNT in terms of viewership have went sky high from year one. So everything that Unrivaled has done in year one, they've improved it in year two, which you talked about last year here on the Rewind, is it's been a much better success. So if you can't tell me that the WNBA can't take some type of note from this, bring this into the WNBA season in terms of course, money with players' contracts. I mean, $200,000 winning a one-on-one tournament, that's more money than she's made of her contract this year for the Las Vegas Aces. But, Brianna, let's start with you. You've been a advocate from behind the scenes of watching Unrivaled League from year one to year two. Championship action tonight. Quick pick. Who do you have to win it all? And secondly, what are some of the things that you have been impressed with the Unrivaled League in year two?
I have to agree with you. Brian, don't be too mad at me, but I do think the Phantom may take it all. And if they don't, I will be really, really shocked. But I'm okay either way. I'm just excited to see these women play and to get the recognition they deserve. Some may argue, I hate that it has to come through another league when we have the WNBA, but it is what it is. I mean, we're growing. We're seeing women's sports be put at another pedestal. I mean, we even have Sunday sports now that they're making a thing. I see the growth. When you talk about what's impressed me so much this year, it's just the consistency. They really never stopped building on this. And when it first launched, it was a scary thing because you're like, if WNBA is already struggling with contracts, revenue, just getting arenas sold out, what are we going to do with this new league if people already don't support them and contribute the way they should? And the way that they did not give up, the consistency, the effort that they put into keeping the league going, my hats are off to them because it's scary. It's really scary when you have people in the comments under games saying, I don't want to watch this. I could care less. Just being ruthless about it. And realistically, this is good basketball. It's great basketball, actually. I enjoy it. I've enjoyed watching the Phantom, and now the Phantom and the Mist just coming together is going to be crazy. I'm expecting Kelsey to do her thing again.
I'm expecting Kelsey to do her thing also, and I want to give a special shout out to Alex Basil and, of course, Nafisa Collier being the co-CEOs of the Unrivaled League, from the sponsorships that they have got involved with the multiple of multi-million-dollar sponsors sponsoring this whole thing, supporting this whole thing. The proof is in the pudding, right? If you didn't know, from this 3-on-3 Women's Professional Basketball League that was founded, I should say, by Nafisa Collier and Brianna Stewart and Alex Basil as of 2026. It's raised over $35 million and counting in year two. We talked about $66 million plus this year, but all these different things in terms of the league growth, from the viewership, from the league growth in terms of having affordable ticket prices that fans can actually get to, instead of, clearly we see in the NBA is a whole different conversation. The role and impact that Basil has pretty much in Nafisa Collier from a partnership and also strategic level of turning the tide from this. And listen, if there's anything that the Unrivaled League has taught us, it's taught us that there's proof that women's sports can be a success, in which we've seen here. We know the multiple stars, from Angel Reese to Paige Beckers to Jackie Young to Chelsea Gray to Enrique. I mean, we know the star-studded power is there for the Unrivaled League. It's only going to grow as the year goes, but the WNBA has got to be really crucial with this ongoing CBA negotiations. Hopefully a deal can be done, because the season is scheduled to take off, if the negotiations work as planned, to take off next month in April. But if it doesn't, who knows if there's going to be a lockout, something that we haven't seen from the WNBA. But pay the players, give them what they're entitled to, give them what they are worth. Clearly, we see that the contracts in the Unrivaled League, the players are getting more compensated and taken care of than they would be getting taken care of during a regular WNBA season. Is that a crime? Absolutely. There's enough money on the pot for everybody to win, and hopefully we get to see that happen. So, Jordan, being a fan of also covering communications and being a broadcaster, the game of women's sports is continuously growing and evolving. Brandon brought it up that we're getting Women's Sundays on ESPN coming soon. What's some of the things that you've liked with the Unrivaled League in year two?
I think you guys have hit on a lot of points, right? Like, it's consistently growing and there's no stopping. You're going to add players through the years. I mean, we see in the WNBA the rise of even the stars. You're going to bring it to Unrivaled. And Unrivaled season 3 and season 4, it's going to have bigger names. Why? Because the league is growing numbers. Especially if there's a lockout, you're going to see bigger names, bigger numbers, because people want to see women in sports compete at the highest level. So for them to consistently be growing every single year from 1 to 2 and to keep growing up, consistent progress. And I love to see these girls working. And obviously, and it also helps with the exposure for women that maybe people that don't watch these sports, and they're getting the exposures in the arenas, not just the small arenas, but the big arenas where the NBA players play. So I think it's pretty cool.
Pretty cool indeed. And championship game, as I said, Miss versus Phantom, 9:30 Eastern time on TNT. Bryant, you haven't watched a single game, so there's no need to ask you who you're going for. You pretty much just throw a dollar bill on the table and hope for the best. So we'll see what happens this upcoming evening time between these two teams. I'm taking Phantom. Brianna's got Phantom. Jordan, quick pick who you like, Phantom or Miss, to take it all.
I'm going Phantom. Kelsey Plum's on the tear. She's going to continue tonight.
We got Brianna Stewart, we got Kelsey Plum, we got Aaliyah Boston, we got Vanessa Britton. I mean, star-studded power tonight. Let's see what happens on TNT tonight. And Bryant, I'm sorry that your girl Paige got eliminated in the second round, but hey, my girl Jackie Young got eliminated in the first round. So I guess we both on the couch watching the championship game. We shall see. Pivoting to women's in sports, Brianna has been in the industry, I'd say, over 8 years of experience. If you didn't know, as I said earlier, she teaches media and broadcasting at Enterprise High School. Now, Brianna, I know I'm putting you on a hot seat, but you've been very fortunate to have opportunities as a woman to cover sports, from football to basketball, etc. Talk to a bit about us from your experience and being involved in the game of sports, and how important it is for many other women that are aspiring to be in there. What steps do you recommend from your experience for them to take to get to where they're trying to go, and that's to be in the media industry?
Absolutely. I grew up around more men than women, and even my mom was an avid college football fan. So for me, it was very easy to get into this field when it comes to the passion and determination, and just how much I loved it, because it was always around. I mean, every time you came home, that's what you were watching. Every Saturday, that's what we're watching. And so it just grew for something in me. There's no one in my family that's in broadcast. So I just start loving it. And then I played basketball. And so that was one thing that just drew me to it. But I was not going to be in anyone's WNBA league. That was never going to be my calling, not even overseas. It was never going to happen for this 5'6" girl. So the best way to merge together my passion and something that my mom pointed out that I was really good at, which was, broadcasting, speaking, and communicating. I was doing the announcements in middle school. And so it just kind of became natural to join, and end up going to Troy, as you mentioned earlier. They had a student ran broadcast group, and it was like a news station. And so I was really scared at first to even get involved. I was scared I'd make a fool out of myself. Again, I mentioned, if no one in my family has done this before, I don't know if I'm going to be the person to embarrass us all. So I was very terrified and just taking a deep breath, like, I don't know. And I had a guy, he's working now. I think he was just at a station in Tennessee, but he just walked up to me. He was a senior and I was a sophomore, and he was like, why are you not working yet? And I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I'm scared. I watch sports. I watch ESPN, Sports Center, everything, but I don't know if I can do this. And the news station actually is on a local channel there. So I was like, people will actually see me, not just students at this campus, people all in the city of Troy. I'm not ready for this. And so eventually I toughed it up and started, working, and people could see the consistency. They could see the passion, and started giving me more opportunities. And, just going to Troy, honestly, before I decided to go to Troy, I never heard of Troy. So in my mind, it was a small school. It was kind of off the map. And I was just going to cover little games in here to get me better. But I mean, the level of competition that I got to see at this mid-major really prepared me for my career. And so I just kept forcing myself in conversations and in rooms, which was very different, because I was the only woman for a long time. After one graduated before me, there was no one but me. I mean, it literally, and I was at the time kind of like the student sports director. So I'm actually making money to cover sports at our school and figure out how we want to run it and what we want to show for every newscast. We had a late night news, or for us, late night was 5 p.m. every day on top of midday news. And so I'm able to distribute how I want the sports to look and what I want people to see. And so making all those decisions for men and what they're going to cover was not easy, but I knew I deserved it because of all the work I put in. And so my message to the women that start coming in as I was graduating was the same thing. It's like, if you want this space and you want this hard enough, you're going to force your way in. You're going to make it be known that, you earn a right here and you deserve a right here. And no one really can can turn you down. I mean, that's just how it's been. And even now, you mentioned the other opportunities. When I got out of college and went to Huntsville for a couple years, and then I went to Dothan, and then I came to Enterprise where I am now. It's been the same thing, that I am just pushing myself in these rooms. When people look at me like I have no idea what I'm talking about, sometimes I may not, but you won't know that. I'm literally going to push myself in because I know I deserve it. I know I put the work in, and that's all I can tell women out there.
Dothan, Alabama. Woo!
So what you gotta say about Dothan, Brian?
My family lives in Dothan, so.
Really?
Yes.
The Houston County.
Yeah,
I'm from Birmingham.
yeah.
I'm not even from Dothan, but
Oh,
love it here.
do you?
I
Wow.
do. I do.
Okay.
Now I won't be here long, but I'm leaving
Me
today.
either.
But I love it.
What's the population in Birmingham and Troy?
10.
Birmingham is huge. Birmingham is huge. Troy
what about Troy?
Well, it's a college town, so I mean, like, I can't say an exact number now because I did
500.
No, more than that. Way more than that.
Okay, all right, cool. Not small then. Okay, it's small at all.
Yeah, because Troy is a D1 school, so I mean, you got quite a bit of students there, and then just a regular outside of that. I mean, it's not a tiny town, but it's a city, so just a little. Right. Now Enterprise, a lot smaller. Dothan is bigger than Troy, so you have that.
Brian,
just don't go to Mobile. Mobile, Alabama.
Mobile. I was like
Mobile.
I call it Mobile.
Because you want to move?
Man, yes. Fast, quick. Get the hell out of there.
I don't like Mobile either, though. So I'm not going to argue with that. Terrible. I don't like Mobile.
It's what's the other one is what is it? Huntersville.
Huntsville.
Is it Huntsville.
That sound like someplace black folks don't go.
Yeah,
Huntsville's beautiful.
Huntsville is nice.
I lived there 2 years out of college. It's beautiful. Yeah. I worked at my first full-time station there.
Yeah, Huntsville is nice. That's the only place where I would go in Bama is Huntsville.
And Birmingham. Don't forget about Birmingham.
I can't go to AB. I just can't. I can't. Hey. Huntsville, yeah, but AB, I can't. Mobile, I refuse to ever go there again in life.
Mobile?
Oh my God! It's you have no idea. Man, I stayed in.
I don't have any idea.
I stayed in this hotel. That's another story. We'll talk about that. But good God, I would never do that.
Monty, it's baby New Orleans, so it's about 2 hours.
I've never been there either. So,
yeah, well, okay. Never mind. That's Mobile is where Mardi Gras started, actually. So there is it's a lot of
culture, some history. Okay. Okay. I plan to go some point. I mean, I want to see what all the hype about. I mean, but you already, she used to play ball, 5'6". Okay, you little guard.
Basketball.
All right. Were you any good?
A little. I'm a little.
That sounds like Brian's jump shot.
There's some things here and there. I wish I got involved with like AAU teams and all that stuff. I think it would have helped, but my high school athletic department during that time was going through some things that just it was not beneficial to anyone there. So, well, specifically basketball. I'll say football, they were fine. Okay. Basketball, we were going through it.
I'm trying to take a guess, Brian. What do you think the NIL budget at Troy is for like football and basketball?
Not much.
Do they even have a budget?
Yes, it actually is a decent amount now. When I tell you this, like consider a big mid-major, it's a higher mid-major because of the teams that they have competed against and won. Like the year I was there, I mentioned we beat LSU. We also beat Nebraska. We lost to Clemson by a touchdown the year that they won, either the year before they won a Natty or the year of. It's not what people think just because it's a small town. You don't hear people talk about it a lot. No, they make some money there. That's why people go.
Okay, yeah, they got some. They got some, but it's not. I'm accustomed to the Penn State, the Clemson's, that budget. Troy, they have it. They have it more than most mid majors. Their budget is bigger than Ball State's. Tell you that.
Okay.
For sure.
It's way
All right.
bigger than theirs. But
Okay.
so if you have a tier system, you got Penn State here, and Troy is like right there. They would never get to Indiana, but they're right there. But then Ball State is right below, and then everything else trickles on down.
Learn something new today. Learn something new. I wish we had some tape, Brianna, of your playing days. I promise you, we would have put it on tonight's episode. I promise you.
I'm glad.
I promise you.
Away. It was away.
Because I'm still waiting for Brian's VHS tape to come out.
It's right upstairs. It's right upstairs. I have it. You gotta break it down, but it's there.
We gotta break it down. Jordan, let's get you in here because you've been a little shy. You've been a little quiet, so far, and it's okay. We ain't gonna bite you now. We are friendly. I mean, like I say, you're already off to a bad start. He's got a Peyton Manning jersey in his background, but we ain't gonna talk about that. You've been a 4-year guy at Keene, not also from being an undergrad and being in the broadcasting, radio, film industry and learning what that is, but also you've also launched your own sports show. Prior to you being a defensive line football coach, we'll talk about momentarily. Give us some of the inspiration and background on how you started it and how it's been today.
So the basic background is simple. Like, we've all been young, talking sports with our friends at the lunch table, or just talking sports in general with our family, and that's where it started. When I was trying to figure out when I was going into college, what do I want to do? Like, what I don't want to just be a football player. I want to be something else. And I preach that now. And the biggest thing is, okay, I want to talk sports for a living. I want to talk sports with people, and I want to expand my knowledge. How do I do that? Let's start a sports show. And let's go into communications. Once we got in that field myself, and I figured out how to do it, and I got it with the right people, it was really easy from there. Put my talents out there, put the people to trust me, to give me an opportunity, and taking it around with it. It felt like it was natural, and I was able to do it. Obviously, my love of football is what drove it mostly. Just like I love football. I'm a Giants fan, diehard through and through. Monty, Monty. Listen, I get it. Your savior, other than Jesus Christ himself, is Tom Brady, and that guy from Ole Miss, number 10, who's the other Manning, put two on his head. But yeah, that's what it really got us from. Like, just the love of football and the love of the game and the love of the New York Football Giants and the love of guys like watching LeBron James, who's my favorite athlete. Yeah, you're a Boston guy through and through.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm a Lakers fan, but I'm a OG Laker fan. I'm not a LeBron fan. Nothing against LeBron. That I don't want to trigger LeBron fans tonight, so I'm gonna just be quiet. But
listen.
You 0 for 2.
Listen. I could be 0 for 2. I'm cool with that, but it's all good.
Hey, Brian, man, this guy is a Giants fan. The same New York. Yeah, everyone talks about beat Brady twice in Super Bowl, but the Giants have been back to an NFC Championship since. It took them 10 years to finally get a really good head coach. I mean, you went through a bunch of experiments with Brian Dable. It brought you to one playoff game. Then you had Joe Judge. That was a disaster. I mean, I actually thank Giants fans. I mean, it's probably you probably have never heard Patriot fans say this, but I thank Giants fans because had you not beat Tom Brady twice, I mean, Tom Brady may not have went back to another 6 Super Bowls. He may not have won 7 championships. So I thank you. If I can go back in time, I would rather take 2007 to 2011 because of the perfect season. And Randy Moss, I love him to get a ring as he deserved. But, I mean, why? I don't understand because we've had a few LeBron fans come on this platform, and I could just never get an answer or a clear answer in terms of clarification on why do you believe LeBron's like the greatest of all time? Can you give us like a quick 3-fact argument on why we should believe that LeBron James is the greatest basketball player to ever walk across God's green earth?
All right. So first of all, Bryant can pick his head up because I know he's not going to believe me, but I understand the Chicago hat is piercing through the screen. Okay. So
that's why I did it. That's why I did it.
I know. And listen. Let me just start off by saying a lot more Jordan fans disrespect LeBron. I won't disrespect Jordan. My mother, who I love dear death, named me after the great Michael Jordan. So I will always have love and appreciation for her. I was either that or Allen Iverson. I'd rather be something Allen. I'd rather be a Jordan or a Michael over an Allen or Iverson. Don't feel like it fits me, but But it's as simple as this, right? LeBron James has been to 10 straight finals, right? Yes, the record doesn't show it, but look who he's brought. Rodney Hood. I don't think any of you would know who Rodney Hood is in 10 years.
Left-handed shooting guard, played for the Raptors.
Yeah.
I'm well aware.
Exactly.
Went to Duke.
Yes, okay. You also have guys like Kyle Korver, who was also one of the main pieces, right, on his team.
Who was washed up when he got to Cleveland. Go ahead.
Yep. Right? So they're young. So he brought a lot of talent, especially 2018. 2018, they were actually projected not to go back to the final, especially after they made the trade with the Boston Celtics in the mid-season. But after that game, and after they went on, 2018 by itself is a year where LeBron put his intimate. Also, the 3-1 comeback in one of the finals was never be done again, never be done ever again in sports in general. The only person that's ever been close to it is your guy, Tom Brady, right? So that's 2 finals, 1 finals loss, and 1 finals win. Two of them was legacy-defining finals in the past, if not 10 to 20 years. So, finals appearance 1. 2, he's the all-time scorer in NBA history, which was
Here we go.
Which was a record that's never going to be broken. Never ever going to be broken. You can, if you look at the time, no one ever said it was Kareem's record. That was one of those records.
It could happen for sure.
It could happen.
Let
him finish, Bree. Let him finish, Bree. Let him finish.
But the likelihood of happening, if you break down the numbers of it, is very unlikely. So for him to break that and still be consistently, also goes into my third point of being a 22-point scorer and the longevity of his career is also why I also have him as a GOAT debate. Yes, Michael Jordan playing his 41s, but LeBron James is still looked at as the second option on his team. He is the second option on his team currently. Also, Reeves has been out for a couple games. Luka Doncic has been in and out with injuries, right? LeBron came back in, struggled a little bit, but he has been the second option. Last 3 games, he's been the one that you take the game-tying shot or the game-winning shot, and it averaged around 15 points per game, and arguably averaging 20 points a game, 22 points a game per season. Yes, Austin Reeves was there, he would have been third option. Why I also counter-argue, even if he was the third option, is you're also looking at a guy that could have had what James Harden had in the past couple seasons of 20 points and 12 plus assists. So, in what you're saying, the longevity, the finals record, yes, is bad, but the amount of finals being taken and the time he did it in, and the point. Those are my points. I can go further, but we won't.
Okay. All right. Let's. How do we do this, Bree? Let's bring him back to reality. Let's take him to school real quick. All right. Interesting points, of course. Clearly, typical LeBron fans. That's what they do. They bring about. He leads the history of the NBA in point score, his multiple consecutive finals appearances in a broken down, dismantled Eastern Conference at the particular time. Bringing guys like Rodney Hood and Matthew Dellavedova and Kyle Korver and Tristan Thompson and J.R. Smith, Amon Shumpert. I mean, I can go on. Those are all great things. Great. He's got more final losses than he has wins. Yes, whatever. I think what LeBron's fans can't admit is that with the evolution of the NBA changing from a physicality standpoint, it's giving him the blessing to add more miles and years to his career. Ask Chris Paul. Secondly, we look at the Eastern Conference today. It's the same broken, dismantled, dysfunctional Eastern Conference that it was 10 years ago, right? Where we have teams with losing records making the playoffs. It's so bad in the Eastern Conference that Adam Silver felt so bad that the West is still strong as it always has been from 10 years ago that he's even introduced a playing game where teams now with a losing record have an opportunity to still make the playoffs. Where we come from as basketball fans, if you're not the best 8 in either conference, see you next year, figure it out. More importantly, I'm not taking away from the greatness of LeBron. Granted, heck of an athlete, something we've never seen. But at the end of the day, prior to LeBron leaving to go learn, keyword learn, how to win in Miami under D Wade and Pat Riley, and of course, having Eric Spoelstra as his head coach, LeBron hasn't pretty much had a lick of closure DNA in his body. I can clearly go back to watch any tape where it's be like, hey, let's put the ball in LeBron's hands and go make it happen. Now, we know Michael Jeffrey Jordan can do that. We know Kobe Bean Bryant can do that. I'm not sure if I'm that confident to say LeBron James can do that, but I'm not here, near, or there to have that argument tonight. Now,
I know it's a losing argument for you.
look, listen, I have a few LeBron fans that I need to have on here to have this discussion. I just want to make sure I'm not outnumbered. Brianna, you might could be the judge for that episode, actually, because I'm going to need somebody's got to be the referee here, because Brian clearly knows anybody that has LeBron as number one in their all-time list, there's something wrong. Either you don't know basketball, or you haven't watched the league from 1990s and on, or you're just super biased. It's just that simple. But I'm not taking away from your sports show. I think I want to congratulate you on that, because I think that's something that it's not easy in today's world. But the fact that if you're talking about LeBron James being the greatest of all time on your show, you've already lost me as a advocate for your show. And I have no problem supporting. But if you're sitting up there saying LeBron James is the greatest player of all time because he's played 21 years in the NBA and he's averaging over 22 points and he's playing in a league that you can't hand check, the referees are soft, the game is – you got teams scoring 140 points every night. I mean, look, if this is the NBA from 10 years ago, even 12 years ago, LeBron doesn't have this longevity in his career. And look, let's face it, we got guys like Taj Gibson, 41 years of age, in the NBA. Mm-hmm. Still, guys like Michael Beasley. Nothing against Michael Beasley. I think he's a great role player, bench player. He can still hoop. Still in the NBA. We still got guys like Chris Paul, recently retired, in his 40s. I mean, the only people that can still play at a high clip in their 40s is no other than Tom Brady. Let's just call it for what it is. Kobe had his Achilles injury in 2016. Never was the same afterwards. LeBron hasn't had that case, but I'm not going to sit here and continue to explain why LeBron James is not the greatest of all time. That's for you to believe in your own rightful mind. But let's talk about something that will probably Brian can agree on, and that's your football passion, being a player and then transitioning into being a coach. Tell us a little bit about that, what inspired you to not also go into the coaching world of football, but your 4 years at Keene as a defensive lineman.
I mean, so obviously I went through the process, and at first I was like, hey, am I going to play college football? I didn't know. It was really in my junior year, not knowing if I was going to play. That's when I start really looking, okay, what's next for me, because I thought that was important. Then senior year, kind of start getting the itch to really be like, you know what, I don't want this to end. Got to play in college. I played in the dreadful COVID year, unfortunately. I was in the 2020 year. I was actually an offensive lineman. They asked me to move to offensive lineman because I was able to pick up the playbook and be able to do a lot of things quickly and learn quickly. So I was able to do that. And then got to move to defensive line my last 3 years. And that experience was really cool. I had my ups and downs, as you guys know, with sports. It's a love story that never ends. Sometimes it's the greatest thing in the world, sometimes the worst thing in the world. But it comes back, and, you give it what you love it, and that's what coaching is. After I was working actually in a law firm, and I got a call from my head coach that wanted a GA. He got hired as the defensive coordinator. I told him, I was like, I'm down, let's do it. I was a GA, and then just the recent past year, I got to use my sports analytics side and all my stuff I learned in the communication field with coaching, and got to coach a lot of young athletes and watch a lot of young athletes grow as well. That then turned to Coach Garrett, head coach at King University, who's been there for 23 years, to come to me and ask me, say, hey, can you be our defensive line coach? And I said without a hesitation, absolutely, let's do it. So that's where it came from. And then the passion for it is just love of the game. I think I've given everything I've had to this game: blood, sweat, tears, long hours, hard work, a lot of research. How can I be the best player to be? When I'm not playing, how can I be the best teammate? All those different things, and learning from different people that play at the highest level, and are always talking about what it is to lead, and how can I be a better player with workouts and everything. I took it into coaching, and that passion to give back to the game that gave me so much, not only on the field but off the field. Coach Garrett talks about it all the time, and I agree. I think football is the best vehicle to life, or just athletics. And being able to coach a lot of young men for me is a lot of joy and passion, because of the fact that I get to do this every single day, talk about football, and watch young men go from, hey, do you think you're going to be a starter, to at the end of the season they're getting to play games and they're making an impact, not only for our defensive line but our team in general. So that's where the passion comes from, and that's how I really got into coaching.
Brian, what message would you give to Jordan and his young coaching career right now? Because you were pretty much same place back in your early 20s, or I'd say early to mid-20s, trying to navigate the game of football while also trying to navigate the coaching aspect. What advice would you give to him?
Don't ever get married until later on in life. I'm just being straight up honest with you.
Okay.
Don't do it because it's not fair if you're having kids to toting them all around from state to state because you move a lot. When I was coaching in college, I moved every 2 or 3 years, and moving around and having your kids going from state to state. Get married later. Push that down the aisle a little bit because it's early on in your career. It's not good. It's just not a good thing in my experiences. And you see a lot of college coaches end up in divorce a lot. So basically, that is a suggestion just to push it off and wait till you get knee deep into your career. Then you make those decisions because you kind of settled in. But early in your career, it's tough. And as you know, especially after being a graduate assistant, you move, man. You move a lot. And then when you get up to that Division 1, Division 2, you're gonna move, and you have no choices, and you chase the next dollar. Everybody wants that big paycheck. I wasn't fortunate to get to that point. I made a career change, going into the educational field because I was moving too much. I went from AIC to Lock Haven to Morehouse I was all over the damn place. You know what I mean? So it's not a sport for the weak, and it causes issues. That's one. Two, you got to make sure that you have a strong passion for it, because you spend a lot of hours in there. Of course, some coaches like to stay in at 12, 14 hours. Some like to be in there 8, 10. It depends on how you want to get your work done. So, it's hard on the life. You go from Monday to Sunday. There's no times off, and there's some times that you'll be away from home, on the road recruiting, if they even do it that way. 2 or 3 months. Yeah, 2 or 3 months at a clip. You know what I mean? Especially with the portal now, you own that thing, you own your phone, you own travel, you're in the car. It's you be around your family in the month of May, June. That's when school's out, and then July you're getting ready to go for summer, for August and September. So you're going to spend about a good 8 weeks with your family per year. You just got to think about those things. So if that's something that's your passion, that's what you want to do, there's things that you should know. Secondly, just switching back to there, and I always say this, and I saw Brianna's face when I said, "Don't get married." These are the reasons. She heard it, so I'm just keep it a buck. But you talk about LeBron. If you take LeBron, put on the West Coast, how many chips does he have?
Any team, or you going just one? We going just one?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's doing the bubble years. That's it.
Oh. Let me just make something crystal clear, and Bree, correct me if I'm wrong. If we take LeBron in his prime, because clearly he's not in his prime anymore.
No.
We put him in the West. Any team in the West. I don't really care what it is. First off, what people don't understand is back then, the West was a war from regular season to playoffs. And let's just be honest here. You're going into the playoffs in a 7-game series where you have to face Deron Williams, Carlos Boozer, Amino Okafor, AK-47, and the Utah Jazz. Then you have Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, Tim Duncan, Greg Popovich, San Antonio Spurs. The team he lost to in the championship when he was with the Cavs in 2007.
Yep.
Then you have Kobe Bryant, Lamar Odom, Paul Gasol, Andrew Bynum, Phil Jackson, Los Angeles Lakers. It gets better. Then you have Carmelo Anthony, J.R. Smith, Chauncey Billups, George Karl, Denver Nuggets. Wait, it gets more better. Then you have Dirk Nowitzki. Even if we're gonna go to the 2011, the same team he lost. Even before that, You still have Rick Carlisle. Does he beat them? Probably not. It gets even more better. You got Steve Nash, Maury Stoudemire, Grant Hill, and the Phoenix Suns. You want me? So, like, let's just be honest. You put him in the West, he's going against Hall of Famers every round. Compared to the East, you got Jeff Teague, Al Horford, Kyle Korver, Joe Johnson, Atlanta Hawks. Boston, a team he was struggling with Cleveland, with the big three and Doc Rivers. Then on top of that, in 2009, he couldn't even get past the Orlando Magic when they had J.J. Redick, a young Dwight Howard, Jameer Nelson, Hito Turkoglu, Rasheed Lewis.
I'm not.
Then the Raptors with Kyle Lowry. The East.
We don't talk about the Raptors around. Bron put BTA to him a couple times. Outscored the two leading scorers multiple times and 2018 by himself.
Hey, Bree, these LeBron, they got to answer for everything. They did.
Because the man gives me answers for everything I need to show. There's only
Bree, can let the woman have the floor?
I
come on, baby, give it to us. Give it to us.
Determination, because this argument obviously will never end. It will never end. It will never end. If you are a basketball fan, a true NBA basketball fan, the conversation over who is the GOAT will never end. But I love you all's determination, but it is slight delusion, and I realize that, and I appreciate it because I'm an avid fan of my team and my favorite player as well. But I can't see it, Jordan. I'm sorry. I love him. Absolutely love him. But just, no.
Greatest of all time?
He is such an emotional player. And I think that
so emotional.
He wouldn't be able to work well with team basketball the way the West did. If we're talking about 10 years ago, that was true fundamental team basketball. LeBron is not really made to play that way. And that's okay, because the league has now been equipped to be accustomed to that and kind of cater to how he plays. So I'm not against it, because what works for him works for him. That's how he got his rings. But I'm just saying, like, during that time, I can't see him on any roster where it will work for him, because he's used to being the independent person. He used to being the scorer. When you have to play team basketball, I don't know if he would thrive as much. That's all I'm saying.
She's not lying. Because he wants to be in control from the front office down. You couldn't place him with a Hall of Fame head coach. Couldn't place him with a Hall of Fame head coach. You saw what Pat Riley did when he was an executive in Miami. That you're not bringing that here. And the fact that your greatest player of all time, where was he in the 2011 NBA Final Series against the Mavericks? The Mavericks only had one player, Dirk Nowitzki. They had an old Jason Terry. They had an old Jason Kidd. They had an old Shawn Marion. And he had guys like J.J. Barea locking him down. Where was he at in the fourth quarter? Can you explain that?
Listen.
And he's in his prime.
Yeah, listen. There is every fan of players. There's delusional and there's realistic. And what's that realistic? Part, realistic is in 2011. That is the biggest blemish on his career. I'll never.
The biggest what? The biggest what?
The biggest blemish on his career.
Blemish? Or would you?
Okay.
Are we going to say blemish? Is that the right word?
Blemish is in the sense of, when you look at the longevity career, there's one thing you can look and go, you know what? There's no argument. 2011. There's a couple of things about Bryant I won't argue that as a sense of is like a downgrade in his career, like where he won't be where Jordan is because Jordan did this and Jordan did that. There are certain things I won't argue because, you know what, that's fact. But then there are a lot of things like, Bryant, listen, I respect the fact that you say that he's not a team player. And that's how we're doing it. LeBron is a pass first player. LeBron came out of high school. Again, if we're gonna also with the most expectations, came out of high school as a pass first player, was not known as a generational
pass first player.
He's a pass first player. Again, he's a pass first player, right? He has put his team in. Yes, is he the main guy? Yes. Has he probably been in the front office? What great player hasn't been? That's why. What great player hasn't been?
Michael Jordan never went to Jerry Krause and said, "Hey,
he rated Jerry Krause.
I need this. I need Karl Malone. I need John Stockton.
He didn't need that.
I need Clyde Drexler."
They drafted well. Cleveland didn't draft well. Cleveland didn't draft.
Mike's never went to the front office and demanded any trades. I need a new head coach. Nothing.
He never needed to. Look at what
the only time he did it was with the Dream Team. I mean,
with the Dream Team.
Oh, I
that's the only time.
I didn't want to go there. I didn't want to go there.
That's the only. I wouldn't listen. I'm gonna speak when we got to talk about it. The Dream Team is the only time I know of him speaking.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, LeBron James, in my opinion, is just like you guys. You're not going to move off yours. I respect it. Listen. I'm a fan of listening to everybody's opinion, right? Right? Because Michael Jordan, at the end of the day, I ain't putting nobody at whether I can have him at 1 or 2, and I won't have him at 1, and that ain't going to change for nobody. I'm never going to change.
Bias.
Oh no, it's no bias.
So wait, Jordan, you have him at 2?
I have him at 2. I'm in front of 3 Michael Jordan stand. I have him at 2. It goes LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant for me at 3. That's the big 3. I have
why do you have Jordan at 2?
Because LeBron James is the greatest player of all time.
No.
You're saying more than that?
Well, why? I need to know why. As a basketball coach and a football coach, why do you have Jordan at number 2? What is it about LeBron that he is head over heels that much better than the guy that basically won 2 3-peats in a row?
And never lost.
And never lost.
Never went to a game 7 either in the finals.
It never went to game 7. Explain that to me.
Okay, I'll talk as just a basketball player first. Let's talk basketball player first. He's a better passer, better scorer, better rebounder, better defend, I will say Michael Jordan's a better on-ball defender. I will say Michael Jordan's a better on-ball perimeter defender. LeBron James can also play all 5 positions. He's the only player in NBA history to average 20 points at every position, average more points than NBA in the top scoring at every position at one time. Point guard, shooting guard, small forward.
So, Jordan, let me ask you this: How you praise LeBron? How many first-team all defenses does LeBron have?
He has 0.
I was going to ask that question.
He is 0. I'm like I said, I'm not. But he should have had 1. He should have had 1. And he should have won defense. He had 1 first team. Should have had more. Should have won defense player over Marcus Hall. That's very well documented. But that's why, just from a basketball player standpoint.
Well, one little thing. Would you agree though that some of his stats get padded because of the
Michael Jordan's defensive player of the year?
Huh?
That's like Michael Jordan's defensive player of the year got padded.
Oh no, I wouldn't say that.
I'm saying the time, but let me
from the time.
From the time that LeBron played in and the changes, Monty kind of mentioned that in the physicality and the overall rules. Do you think that his stats get padded just a tiny bit because there is so much more that he can do that Jordan couldn't?
Sure,
do you consider that even a little bit?
That's fine. I can say about every star player now too. Yes, I do agree, but and also the fact that like you said, he can do more than Michael Jordan. Like for me in general, no matter what, I like variety. I like variety, and LeBron James can do more than Michael Jordan in that sense.
Well, I don't think he can because Jordan, literally can't keep getting punched in the face to go to the rim. And drop 50, 60 every night.
Do you not have you not watched the tape against the Bad Boys? 89.
I got the pleasure to meet one of the guys that play on the Bad Boy Pistons, and he told me all about it. Hey, we used to punch this guy in the face every time. The Jordan rule was thing. I agree with that physicality part. Yes, LeBron James didn't go through that physicality part. That he still played.
He won't.
Ever.
He won't. He played with the hand checking rule a little bit when he first got in the league, but I'm not counting that because that's irrelevant. That doesn't mean anything. It's like so yes, he will never go to the physicality. Do I think he could have survived the physicality? Yes, I personally do. There's not many guys there's not many guys that big moving that fast.
Jordan, you had me, you lost me.
Jordan,
you had me. That right there is it. Right there,
listen,
that's it.
I'm just playing off because you use the hypothetical. If he was in the West, I'm using and I'm saying, and I'm not saying again. would maybe he been dominant? I still think he would have still been dominant. Again,
I
still think he would have been dominant.
I'm going to say no. You know why? I'm for this one particular reason.
Okay.
And you're a football coach,
Yes.
right? Did you ever watch LeBron play football?
Yes, I did. I watched him.
He's a puss. I can't say the last Y, but he's a puss. Did you see him run routes? He
Yeah,
was
he
scared.
runs.
He was scared of his own shadow. He's soft as hell on the football. I swear, I would yell at him. I would have jumped in his ass so bad that would made him feel like a little bitch. He sucks football wise, but yet they was blowing him up because he was 6'7", 6'8". He sucked as a football player, and he was scared to get hit. The same thing he does in basketball, and it's disgusting, but nobody talks about it. It's just what it is. He's a soft individual. And I can speak on that because I sat there and watched all of his tapes. He was scared to death. That's why he's playing basketball.
Yeah, I don't think he would have been good at football. I've been. I don't think he would
I
have
use
been.
the words emotional. Yeah,
Emotional.
Very emotional. Very emotional.
Very. And that's what takes away from it.
Very
That's what takes away from it. His emotions.
The great ones, they don't.
Brady was emotional. Brady was emotional. Not to the okay. If we're talking, are we talking? We're just talking emotional, not competitive emotional, right?
No, like just the. I'm saying this so nice, but the whining, like that emotional, where you're crying about every little call, every little detail, like that emotional is different than just being competitive. Like
that's what I want to know the difference. That's what I want. I just want to know what if we're talking about that.
Brian could be up by 15 and still like scream at a ref or something. I can't stand that.
And listen, that's the same.
Hey, look, Bray, same player who could be up 20 and still in the basketball game scoring points.
Yeah.
Listen, I won't disagree with the part of the emotional side because, again, just like I said, there's John friends that are not in reality and not. And you could say I'm not in the reality, but I'm still here, and I agree with that because, again, I love Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic, you're a Lakers fan, Monty, you know this. Luka, I love Luka, but I can't stand the same thing like Bron would do. Hey, I get hit, and I'm arguing with the ref, and my team's down court. I hate that part of Bron's game as the later stage of his career because early stage of his career, he did it in spurts. But later now, he doesn't. That's what I hate about Luka. And I hate about the game today in general, right?
Okay.
So that's just how I look. But I do agree with that.
Bronny made Anthony Davis softer. Not Bronny, but LeBron made him softer. He used to get hurt all the time, but now he hurts his fingernail and he's out there for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, AD was a little bit more tougher in New Orleans before he got to LA. Just saying. But anyway, we about to shut this down right here. Here we go. Ready? Listen. Clearly, America. Tonight's episode has been brought to you by Global Sports Entertainment 3. We're gonna wrap episode 54 right now because clearly, as you can see, when we have LeBron fans and advocates like Jordan on the podcast, things clearly go left, and they're never wrong. They're never wrong. So I'm telling all LeBron fans, please call your doctor. You tell them you need to be evaluated tomorrow morning because Exhibit A right here. This is the world we live in with LeBron fans. Brianna's nailed it on the nose. They don't stop. It won't ever stop. And unfortunately, we have to sit up here. He's answered the questions, granted, gracefully. But there's got to be a bit of bias there to have Michael Jeffrey Jordan at number 2 all time on the NBA GOAT list. And listen, that's why we pivot to my favorite segment. I would say rewind of the week, but clearly there's something else that has to go before that. And it's this week's edition of episode 54. Maybe this will kind of ease things right now because tensions seem to be a little high for LeBron fans out there like Jordan. But it's time for episode 54's edition of Bryant's Unfiltered.
I gave Monty this segment the very next day because I saw something on Instagram that was disturbing to me, and I just keep seeing it. And when Ohio State, and we are not Ohio State fans by far. I hated Ohio State since I was a kid. Just didn't say anything about Cleveland. Spoonie talk about LeBron, Cleveland. I couldn't stand him.
Mm-hmm.
But you had two young men, Amir Reap and Jason Went. Those two young men played football at Ohio State, and they went to prison because of some woman said that they sexually assaulted this lady, and they lost their careers. And then 2 years later, she came back and said she lied. This type of shit is happening over and over again. And I've seen it year after year after year after year with athletes and women, no disrespect, lying.
Mm.
However, you got this Epstein shit going on. And they're running the goddamn country. But yet you had two black men spend years in jail. They're not the only two for someone lying. But these bozos are running the country. And you have evidence in black and white and verbally with victims saying that they did X, Y, and Z. But you got one girl saying a minimum of shit. A jury convicted him for 2 years, and they lost everything off of her words. Just words. That shit is disgusting the hell out of me, and it bothered me all week. It consistently happened to young men in college while we have to pay for some shit that we never did, but you got some elites that can do whatever the fuck they want and continue on like nothing ever happened. I'm nauseated by it. I've seen young black men been hung in the state of Georgia, 10 of them, like it was nothing. Mississippi, hung like it was nothing. Nobody's done nothing about it. What the fuck is going on in this country that we can't protect our boys, but yet they can do whatever the hell they want? And you have certain groups that just walk about and just ignore it. And you have certain black people that agree with it. Small margin, but they go along like nothing happened. Yes, I'm saying it because I'm bothered by it. And enough is enough. I've had enough. And every time I see it, I'm going to speak on it. And I'm going to say it week after week after week until someone steps up to the plate and say, you know what? We got to start doing shit right because this is wrong. And that's my unfiltered. Sorry, panel. I know you guys are stunned by that one.
No, speak your mind.
But it's
Speak your
just what it
mind.
is. It's just what it is. I just couldn't, and you talking about the Central Park Five.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about the other gentleman that went to prison for like 10 or 15 years. But she came back crying, boo-hooing, and saying that she made a mistake. They all on TV shows. And young black men is sitting there looking and like, we've been hung out to dry. And they just don't understand that we are marked. We are marked for death. While they get to do whatever they want because of money, control, power, manipulation. We don't have it. So they can treat us like dog shit. When is it going to stop? And we got to stop hurting each other. We got to band together to control the narratives. We're not doing that. It's a major problem here. We got to wake up.
As a culture, we're continuing to go backwards. I just can't figure it out. I mean, we get more things accomplished working together than against. The divide and conquer strategy has been working on us for the last 100 years. When will we wake up? I mean, we as a culture. I mean, we here. I mean, we as a culture. So I have nothing to add to that. I think even when we look at the Sharon Moore case as evidence and stories continue to unfold with
another one,
even this another again
male
Crawford
trucker
is being framed and being a black head coach at a Power 5 university like Michigan, and I may not have agreed with some of his coaching philosophies, but I do believe he hasn't had the opportunity to develop and grow as a coach. I mean, he did take over Michigan after the NCAA and their wrongful doing of accusing us of all these different things that weren't true. But that's just the NCAA having a hard on for Jim Harbaugh because they just couldn't get him. All right, the kid bought a recruit a cheeseburger for crying out loud. They wanted to give him the death penalty. But we got white folks at these institutions doing the same thing, if not worse, and is being swept under the rug and not talked about on a national media level. So Brian's not wrong. It's disgusting, to be quite honest, because the more and more these Epstein files unfold and reveal itself with the victims that have publicly came out and said they were abused and assaulted and mishandled and taken advantage of, like all those different things, but that just goes over like the media's head. Like that doesn't matter. Let's just, and all these different distractions we see in the world right now, but we got to stay woke. So I have no other comment to add. Bree or Jordan, the floor is yours if you have anything.
Bree, do you want to go first? Because I personally would like to add something. I think, especially, I think being one of the youngest person here, I think it's important for me to speak up, especially teaching the next generation of young men, black, white, or indifferent. Like I look at something like the James Pierce Jr. situation a couple weeks ago, Rakia Jackson, stuff like that is where like you talk about it, Bryant, like setting us back in the sense of it's a bad look for us because we feed into those narratives. We feed into those aggressive narratives that we get some money and then we go back. Then I talk about the Epstein's files, like the fact that it hasn't been talked about. The fact that we get so distracted with everything else in the world when that should be the focus. Because if it was any other person and any other person in charge, whether take the name out of it of who the president is and put insert black man here, we're focused on it for the next month, year, right? I just think about the Diddy file, the Diddy cases. If that was him, I mean, I know it's a sensitive name to use, but I just look at him, how much stuff we put on him, even with the documentary. Like we don't give enough look into that, and it's really sad. Especially coming from even coming from a single parent household with me and my mom. Obviously, Auntie, like you said, cherish your mothers as much as you could. Cherish the women in our lives, right? It's important that they see like they're getting justice, and then you look on the other hand with these cases of these men getting accused for sexual assault and being punished for these false accusations. It's something as a black man, and I was taught always that it's a very sensitive, scary thing, and you see it every day, unfortunately, in a different instance. So it's just simple as we got to do better as a country, and we got to do better as a nation, just to bring each other together. As much as everybody said the Bad Bunny performance was corny, the message was corny, the message is true. The message he said at the end is true. We got to love more and hate less, and we'll get farther than that. So that's just my point of view as being a young black man.
As a black man, you have to look at yourself in the mirror and say this: Obama hasn't been a president in 12 years. And you would think that he was the damn president last week as much as they talk about his ass. But yet, you got Bush and all the rest of them that got us in this damn situation. And I'm not saying Obama was perfect, because he was damn sure far from perfect. But yet, you have a bunch of them that was just as worse and 30 times worse than he was. You never hear their names. But the first thing that come out is Obama, 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 Obama. It's like some weird fucking obsession with the black race. It's just weird. And I'm like, wait a minute. Wasn't Trump the president for 4 years? Nobody talks about that first one. Nobody talks about that shit. But they go right back to Obama. Like he was this crazed black man. And I just don't understand it. I just don't understand.
They also forget that Obama took over as president during the toughest time America's ever seen financially with the Great Depression.
From who?
No president has ever took over the country with that amount of deficit financially than what Obama had to endure and figure out a plan during the Great Depression of 2008. You don't talk about that.
Took it from who? From Bush.
I mean, let's just face it. Kamala did warn us. Look, I'm not talking politics, but Kamala did warn us. She said it'll be a war within Trump's first 6 months.
Yep, but hey, we're not at war. It's a strategic thing.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Let's shut out Spain per Trump in his last press conference. Let's shut out Spain. They're no longer welcome to the table. But let's change gears from politics to back to sports, because clearly we went from LeBron to politics to Trump to Obama to let's go back to sports. It's episode 35 edition of the Rewind of the Week. Let's get cracking. Short and sweet and to the punch, episode 40 edition of the week. We flash back to this past week, and I should say with Jordan 23 and Tyler Reddick, one of Michael Jordan's favorite new drivers under Danny Hamlin, who's the co-captain of the ship, winning his third NASCAR race this year. Started off with a Daytona 500 win. If you didn't know, Daytona 500 is like the Super Bowl in NASCAR. So he started out with that and also made NASCAR history, winning his first 3 races of the season that no driver in NASCAR history has ever done. He will be the top contender as the season continues. But just like anything Michael Jordan puts his hands on,
come on now.
Unlike the Charlotte Bobcats, let's be politically correct. He wins. He wins. And shout out to Magic Johnson the Great, congratulating Michael Jordan once again and his racing team winning 3 straight NASCAR to start with 2026 history, making NASCAR history. So fast back, Michael Jordan was taking a backlash from all these boonies in the NASCAR world when he took them to court. And you see they came to a nice little private settlement because they know going against the GOAT, bad things will happen. So congratulations to Tyler Reddick making history and will continue to make history as the season goes on. But just LeBron fans, just take note of this. Anything that, when you have a mentor like Michael Jordan, 9 times out of 10, you're going to win. Okay? 9 times you're going to win. All right. 3-peat Tyler Reddick, congratulations. Let's go around the room before we end tonight's episode. Let's start with Bree. For the people out there that's watching that will watch episode 54, where can they find you, where they can support you? What are some of the things you have going on in the year 2026? And what's one message you would like to leave to all?
So you can find me on pretty much everything at Brianna JTV. Facebook is just Brianna Jones. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, even TikTok, all under the Brianna JTV. I'm getting ready to make a major pivot here in May, leaving education, going back into sports journalism because
let's go
full time.
Let's go.
I've been freelancing this year with teaching, but I'm ready to go back because I just miss it so much. And it's just the thrill, the passion. I enjoy it. So just be on the lookout for the next moves. Message, go Bulls. By the way, because I really didn't notice Brian's hat till later. Michael Jordan is my GOAT, and Derrick Rose is my favorite player of all time. So
that's what I'm talking about. We love to see it. We love it. We love to see it.
Jordan, we're friends though. We're friends.
I feel like the walls are closing in.
Sorry.
But it's all good. It's all good.
Jordan, same for you. Where can we find you? The people find you. Where can they support you? What are some things you got coming down the pipe in 2026, and one message you would like to leave to all?
All right. So, like I said, I appreciate you guys having me on the show, but you can find me on JXB Radio. So it's JXB_radio. I'm coming back on my show very soon. I've gotten the things together, and we're gonna try to make a comeback. As well as shout out Kane Football as well. You can also find my regular Instagram page, JBell2020. You can follow me on my coaching page, JBell99, as well. So the one message I would leave is just it's a message I'm leading into the year with, a message that I'm leading into my season with my guys. Win the days, more days won, you win the week. Win the week, more months you win. Win the months, the more years you win. You win those, you keep winning a lifetime, and that's what I plan to do, and that's what I plan to teach. God bless and amen.
God bless and amen. Can you say one more? Can you just say for the public record, my name's Jordan, and I am a LeBron bias fan. Can you say that?
I'll do you one better. My name is Jordan Belle. I'm a LeBron fan of number 23 from Cleveland, Ohio, Akron, Ohio, for the Cleveland Cavaliers and currently for the Los Angeles Lakers. The five-time NBA champion.
You say 5 times?
Yes, 5? We're getting number 5 this year. I'm keeping hope.
What?
As in, the Lakers are getting number 5. I don't know how, but it's going to happen.
No.
Hey.
See. This is where LeBron fans get.
Now the wall is like this.
Yeah.
The wall's here. The wall's like this.
This is where you get misconstrued.
Hey, listen.
There's no we. There's no we.
The Lakers are getting 5 this year. I'm hoping. Hey, shout out the New York Giants. We coming for it all. Listen, I love being confident. I'm a confident young black man. I'm confident in my teams.
I love. Hey, look, as a black king, as a black king in America, you have to be confident. However,
don't be delusional.
There you go.
There is a difference.
Final words, Bryant, before we sign off. Episode 54.
Hey, confident with no control. It's all good in the hood, baby. Oh man, it's good to be here. Get ready to go lay down and take a nap and get on the road here about 5:30 in the morning. So it's good, great show, man. Good to see you guys, and I look forward to see you guys on here again.
For sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, I just want to give a special shout out to our girl Brianna Jones, who's getting ready to pivot. The power of the pivot. We talk about it on the Rewind all the time as she leaves the education world. Brian's very happy to hear that, by the way. Leave the educational world.
Smart.
1 year and done.
One and done.
Don't be stupid like me.
We're not talking about that right now. That's for another day. If you haven't, please subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Rewind_GSC3, as well as follow us on all of our social media platforms at the Rewind_GSC3. Of course, you guys know, keep pushing, pray until something happens. And listen, my word for 2026 is simple. Remove people that no longer serve you. Remove people that don't pour into your cups. Remove people that don't motivate you, encourage you to get on your horse and get shit cracking and make plays and accomplish goals and check off things on the list. Remove people that don't want to see you win, because the message, if people want to see you win, they will help you win. It's that simple. So appreciate it from our guy, Chris in 1990 Studios, for the work he does each and every week. He is an Ohio State Buckeyes fan, but I know he's not a delusional LeBron fan. Sorry, Jordan. And we're going to keep this thing going. So from Jordan Belle to Brianna Jones, Bryant Garvin, Monty Moss, signing off, episode 54. You can find us next week, same time, same place, live on our YouTube channel at @3-1_GSC3. And as I leave every episode with something, I have nothing to say. I'll see you guys next week. Be well, be safe, be blessed. God is dope. And don't be like Jordan, be delusional about LeBron.
Let's go!
I was checking out the scout report, and I don't see nothing but bums. You and your whole entire world know that I am the one. You and your squad ain't got nothing for me. Your organization is looking stressed. And now that you haters is running from me, I know that you see that I'm highly blessed.
Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we live with your boy Coach G. Yeah, we live with your boy Monty.
You and your squad ain't got nothing for me. Your organization is looking stressed. And now that you haters is running from me,